So, if you could donate your body to science, would you? And if you did, where might it go? One option is the body farm. Donating your body after passing to a facility like the body farm can aid in scientific research that is geared towards forensic science advancement. National Geographic's article on body farms mentions that facilities such as the one in the University of Tennessee receive 20,000 donations a year. With the body farm specifically, there's an average of about 100 new donations. In my forensic anthropology class, I learned about the body farm and what takes place. I was pretty interested. In class, I learned the body farm is an outdoor research facility located behind the University of Tennessee that is dedicated to the studying of decomposing human bodies in various settings. By using scientific techniques to analyze donated bodies at facilities such as the body farm, I find that the data found has a vital role in helping solve criminal investigations. In this presentation, we'll explore the case that sparked the creation of the farm, how the decomposing body is studied, the lessons the farm has taught those that work in forensic anthropology and law enforcement. So I am going to start with a quick summary of the case leading to the making of the farm, which you can take a look at on the first page. That first page just has a quick picture of that colonel and the iron casket he was buried in. So the case of Colonel William Shy, he lived in upper-class Tennessee with a cemetery located behind his home. It was popular then for the wealthy to have cemeteries on their plots of land. After being killed in the Civil War in 1865 or 64, Shy was buried in his coffin, the iron coffin you see on your picture, in his home cemetery. In 1977, the grave was found disturbed below the ground. The body was found lying on top, missing its head, foot, and hand. A man by the name of Dr. William Bass, an infamous forensic anthropologist practicing at that university we just talked about, was called to examine the remains and determine if they do belong to Shy. Initially, Bass mistook the remains to be that of an individual who died within the past year due to how intact the body was. After a second look, Bass determined the remains were not another individual's, but Shy's. His time of death was so off due to Shy's body being embalmed in an iron casket. After his new conclusion, Bass wrote in his book, Death's Acres, to understand fully what happened to Colonel Shy and eventually what happens to all of us, I would need to track death deep into its own territory, observe its feeding habits, chart its movements, and timetables. To track death so deeply, Bass created the body farm. And with those discoveries of Colonel Shy, we started the first forensic outdoor research facility, the body farm. The research conducted at this farm is done by Bass, his students, and other researchers seeking to answer questions that can lead to the resolution of a crime or ID of a victim. Donated remains make the answers to these questions possible. I looked into the protocol at the University of Tennessee's website to see how they work on the body farm, and I saw that once a donor is received, the body is labeled with the identifying number, placed at the research facility in different scenarios, mimicking a crime scene, so being placed in a car trunk, being wrapped in plastic, being buried underneath the ground, and are allowed to decompose naturally. Once only skeletal remains are left, they are cleaned, received, inventoried for measurement, and other data collection. The said data is then used for teaching law enforcement students and aids individuals such as forensic anthropologists and investigators in better understanding how the nature of body decomposition applies to crime scene investigation. So for those studying at the body farm, there's one question they seek to answer, simply put by the professor of anthropology at the University of Tennessee, Donnie Studman: how long is this person dead? To find an answer, the donor's body will be taken to simulate a crime scene that can document decay, allowing those who study to learn to identify future victims, time of death, or circumstances behind death. When trying to identify a decedent, teeth and bones will be examined, the rate of decomposition and insect development will be looked at, which falls into looking at time of death. With this information, a biological profile can be created, meaning the sex, age, ancestry, and stature will be documented, along with any trauma analysis reporting injury or trauma caused before, during, or after death, which can assist in solving unsolved or future crimes. So in conclusion, we looked at the case of Colonel William Shy, now knowing that it led to the creation of the world's first outdoor forensic facility, affectionately named the Body Farm.